Hammar here. I'm in our studio Valvet here in Malmö in Sweden. And today I'm gonna show you how I'm using the Euromix hyper compressor made by Patrick Sich. He showed it in his previous video how he used it. I'm using it a little bit different. I'm gonna use a different kind of beat to start with, and I'm gonna do the beat a little bit more edgy, a little bit more pumpy. And this compressor, you can download it on euromix.net for free and tag along. So I'm gonna get started now. So here we are in my current project, quite stripped down one. We got a kick, bass, some percussions, clap, hats. And I got here on the Send channel the Euromix hyper compressor. I recommend you for this one that you put your headphones on if you're listening on the phone or listening in a proper monitor system, because this is quite subtle. You can make it quite subtle. I'm gonna go through what I have here. I have the kick, nothing strange, warm, nice 99-ish forward going. This one I recorded from the Sox box, the Hammar clonk bass. I recorded something from the Syncussion, a little loopy loop that I ran through one of my rack effects units, the R3. The clap, okay. Some rhythmic hats, shakers from the Jomox. And the star of the show, the open hat. And by listening to this one, I really like it. It can keep on rolling for this. There's nothing wrong with it. But there is certain things in the mix that I want to get popped out even more, and by using this hyper compressor I can select a few things in the mix and put some spotlight on it. So I don't know about you guys, but I normally listen to the kick and the hat to kind of define where the groove is. So by soloing this and slowly tap in the different parts of the mix, I can take a groove or make a groove and just enhance that by using this Euromix hyper compressor. So I'm gonna start to tap in a few things. I'm starting with the kick, and then I normally go with the hat to set the levels so they go good with each other. Some of the more rhythmic parts, the clap, and the percussions. And since this is about finding the groove, it's not so much about the bass, but I normally tap in a little bit so we don't leave it completely behind. It's also a matter of volume, because obviously these things are going to be a little bit louder, so get a tap in a little bit of those guys. So over to the settings. I have a quite long attack and a quite slow release, which means that the compressor starts to work after 278 milliseconds. So basically it keeps the transients, it keeps all of the information that's before 278 milliseconds. And what comes after, it suppresses down. And how long it's gonna be suppressed down, you make it with a release. So I normally keep it down quite short. And then I just boost it a lot with the gain afterwards, because since the volume actually goes down by suppressing it, you have to wait up with the gain afterwards. So now we have a quite cool groove going on here. And to show you what it actually does to the mix, which can be a little bit hard to hear now, I put it down, I unsolo, here we are in the mix that I already showed you. And now I'm gonna mix this in and listen to what happens now. You hear the kick, it just throws out from the mix. Kind of punches you straight in the face. And the hat too, lovely. It's clipping a little bit, I don't mind. That's up to you, but I don't mind. And here you can elaborate to adjust so it's the right things that you like in the mix to come out. I normally like the kick to really getting popped out, and the hat as well. So yeah, hey, you're yellow, I like that. I'm gonna mute it. Check this out. Before, not bad. Oh, also not bad. I would say less bad. And this is all about the settings you have here. And when it comes to the settings on these compressors, there's no really right and wrong. I use this setting to just grab some of the stuff that I like in the mix and just slightly enhance it, to give it a boost, to pop it out from the mix. Patrick used it in a different way in his previous video, where he found some weird textures hidden in the mix by routing it differently. So there's no really right and wrong here. You should just download it from the download section on euromix.net and start experimenting with it, because I think you can find a useful way to use this. And if you have any other ideas or wondering something that you want to know about, please make sure to comment in the sections below. And yeah, it would be really fun to know what you want to learn about, and I would gladly have a look on that. So I'm gonna close this now. So I wish you all the best. See you around.